guys, and welcome to today's review. So today it's going to be about a film, and it is one of my personal all-time favourite films in the world, like hands down. I have like three, and I love to talk, like I talk a lot, and I find that you put one of these three films on, which I will be reviewing all three of them as time goes on. You put one of these three films on and silence. Just like silence through all of it. Maybe a bit of crying. I'll admit, I cry at films. Who doesn't? There's got to be a film out there for at least every single person in the world where there will be one scene that just really hits you in the feels. So today's film that we're talking about is... Now, Castaway, I find, is one of my favourite films because it's like a harrowing tale of having everything in the world that you could ever want that makes you so happy, and then having it all ripped away from you, completely out of your control, and having to survive and carry on when you know that everything is still there, you just can't get to it. It's been taken away, it has a new keeper, and you have to find a way to mentally get through that and to be able to survive without all that, but in a way trying to fight your way from the bottom to the top, and where you can have everything back. It's also, to me, it's also like a metaphor for, let's say, depression or anxiety, which I do. Personally, I do suffer with both. I have my own like techniques and ways of coping with them and getting through them. And it's going on more of the depression side of things. It's like you hit rock bottom. You feel you have nothing good around you, or you have everything taken away from you, and you've got to work on your own personal situation to get back to the top, to be happy again, to get everything back. Now, if I'm not mistaken, this film is about, let me just double check, it's about 2 hours and 25 minutes long. So it is a bit of a long film, but the good thing with that is there wasn't a lot that was cut out on the editing floor. You don't lose a lot of scenes, there's not many plot holes in it, and also it shows you from a lot of different angles. It shows you his side. It also then goes on to show you his wife's side, that she obviously spent years alone and she was upset and she had to rebuild, and she's now got someone new. And it also shows you from like an outsider's view, like you're watching all of this, like you're seeing how they're going to cope and how they're going to rebuild everything. And you see that how an inanimate object such as a football that he named Wilson became his confidant. It became his best friend. It became everything to him. And then he then had to have that ripped away from him. But through him having that ripped away from him, he was able to find a way of pushing further. It was like Wilson... If Wilson was a real person, it was like he knew he had to leave him for him to be able to progress to the next step in life and to find his way back. So I would definitely recommend that you watch the film Castaway. Whether it's on Netflix, I don't know if it's on Netflix, but if it's on there, give it a watch. Watch it online, go out and purchase the DVD. I personally purchased mine from a charity shop, which was also good because it was supporting a local charity, and I think it cost me something like £1.50, and it is like worth so much more than that to me. Personally, I would have, if they had 5, 6, 7, 10, 12, I would have bought it. I would have bought it at the time when it first came out, but obviously when it came out, it was a 12. I do believe that I was under the age of 12 when it came out, so I was unable to purchase it, and I think it was my parents that had a copy. So there's another way. Go to your parents. Visit your parents. They may have a copy of it. or they may know someone that has a copy so you can borrow it. It is truly an amazing film, and it puts a lot of things in perspective for you. There is a lot around us that we do take for granted, like our phones, our laptops, our computers, the roof over our head, things like that. There's a lot of people in this world that don't have that, and you get to see the true meaning of everything that you have just by watching this film and seeing what he goes through, and then thinking, what if it was you that was going through it? What if the shoe was on the other foot? How would you cope? So let me know down in the comments. That is actually a good question for you guys to answer. If you had everything taken from you, how would you cope? What would you do to get back to the top? As ever, give me a like, subscribe, and as you can see from my intro and outro, all my socials are listed there. Feel free to give me a follow, and I may even follow you back sometime.